Hi, I'm Congressman Tim Ryan from Youngstown, Ohio, and it's great to be with you, at least through video, in Sinclair Community College's Faculty Day. I'm very thankful for the invitation because I know you are talking about and implementing something that I care very much about, and that's the topic of mindfulness and the practice of mindfulness. And I think it will be of huge benefit to the faculty at Sinclair, and most importantly, I think the students at Sinclair Community College. Many people talk about mindfulness in a lot of different ways, but the definition, the working definition that I like to use is being in the present moment without judging. And as we all know, our minds can take us to a lot of different places, but primarily to the past of something we may be thinking about that we did or regret, or something in the future that we anticipate, that we worry about. And our mind spends a lot of time in these two other places, but really where all the action is in the present moment. And so mindfulness is about the practice of training your mind to be in the present moment. And we spend a lot of times, especially in younger grades, talking to students and kids about paying attention, yelling at them, pay attention. But we never really teach them how to pay attention. And mindfulness is the art of how to pay attention. And you slowly, through the practice, train your mind to be in the present moment. And what happens when you take some time every day or begin to practice this, you will find yourself paying more attention, having more awareness of what's going on in the present moment. In the military, they call it situational awareness of really what's going on inside of you emotionally. What are your habits? What are your biases that you have developed over the course of your life? But also paying attention to what's going on in the other person that you may be in relationship to or in relationship with. And developing this skill of being in the present moment, as educators, you know that that's essential to learning. So what initially happens is you begin to see a lot of the stress of worrying about the past or worrying about the future, regret, anticipation, all of these things that are going on in your mind increase your stress level. And a lot of times we're not even aware of it, aware of how or what is operating inside of us, driving up our stress level. And then all of a sudden we have high blood pressure, we have heart disease, we have many, many other illnesses that are caused by very high levels of stress. So beginning the practice starts the process of eliminating those worrisome thoughts, those negative thoughts, or at least not really engaging those thoughts too much. They still come. But being in the present moment will reduce your stress level, which is very, very important. And when you think about teaching kids, it's important for us to understand how the brain works. And so what happens when you're under high levels of stress or medium levels of stress for extended period of time, your brain literally goes into a fight or flight mode. And what's interesting about when you go in the fight or flight mode is that when you're in fight or flight mode, you cannot access your executive functions, the part of your brain, your frontal cortex, your prefrontal cortex. That's where you have your working memory. That's where you have your ability to control your attention span, decision making, all done in your prefrontal cortex. And these are all things that are very essential to learning, being able to focus and concentrate, access your working memory, good decisions, making good decisions, all in your prefrontal cortex. So when you practice something like mindfulness, and there are many other practices too that can be helpful, you begin to get yourself out of the fight or flight mode, where your body and mind is just trying to survive, into a mode that is more able to access learning. And so that's why I think what you're doing at Sinclair, to actually have this as a credit for many people who come to your school with high levels of stress, many working and going to school at the same time, many working, going to school, and raising a family at the same time, for you to provide them a tool, a technique to be able to within all of that going on, be able to reduce your stress level so that you're actually tuning your brain up to function in an optimal way. And, if you go to see an orchestra play, or you go to see one of your favorite bands play, if you show up a couple hours before the concert starts, you'll see all of the musicians tuning their instruments, making sure that they're getting it just right. Well, the mindfulness practice is a way of tuning your instrument, tuning your brain up before you actually go out and start learning or start interacting with people. It's a very, very powerful technique, but very, very simple. But it takes time. And I think it can be, and I know it can be, transformational to our education system. So I'm very proud to see what you're doing at Sinclair, because I think you're really on the cutting edge of providing a needed service to students who are coming into your school so that they can perform at optimal levels, so that they can reach their full potential, so that they can be successful, so that they can achieve their hopes and dreams, which is what this whole thing is about. And you're in really good company. And let me say lastly, we have been promoting this, and I've been promoting this in various areas for a number of years now. And we have the United States military that are participating in mindfulness-based practices. They call it Mind Fitness. Navy SEALs, other elite organizations, elite groups within the military practice these kind of practices because of their effectiveness, their ability to help you really function at a high level. We have it everywhere, almost in corporate America nowadays. Target, General Mills, Safeway, a lot of the corporate organizations, especially in Silicon Valley, even the new startups in Silicon Valley, many of them within the charter of their business includes some kind of mindfulness-based or contemplative-based practices because they know it increases performance and helps people function more efficiently without all the kind of emotional baggage that can come into high stress business environments. You see it in athletes. You may know Phil Jackson, the great basketball coach who coached the Chicago Bulls and the Los Angeles Lakers, had a mindfulness practice for both of those teams, and he was the winningest coach in the NBA. You see now the Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl champs a couple of years ago. They have a very disciplined way of getting their players to really focus in the present moment and discipline their minds to be in the present moment. So if you look in the military, corporate America, you see in sports, really people functioning at a high level are bringing some type of this practice. So to offer this to students in Southwest Ohio, I think is really, really huge. I wish I could be there with you personally. And if I'm ever back in Southwest Ohio in the coming months, I'd love to come by and sit into one of your mindfulness classes. So as faculty members, please give this an opportunity. Please look at it as a chance to grow yourself, but also give students a real opportunity to have the mental discipline and the awareness and the emotional stability that they're going to need to pursue their hopes and dreams for them and their family. And Sinclair is on the cutting edge. So thank you for the opportunity to be with you in some small way at your faculty day. And I wish you the best of luck. And if there's anything I can do to help expand this program or grow this program, please feel free to include me, and I'd be happy to help. Thank you so much.